What is happening, everyone? Welcome back to another Omni video. In my previous video we talked about the rune purification, and you need stones, purification stones, for that to work. So in this video we are going to talk about those purification stones and where to get them. Well, basically you will get them from offers, or you can get them from events, or you can get them from celestial trials. So I thought I will share some good lineups for celestial trials for each of them, so that you guys can have those stone fragments. Actually, you can get the stone fragments from these celestial trials, and you can fuse them together to get those stones. So yeah, before we jump into celestial trials, I would say that there are so you get that well, you probably already know that you get the celestial fragments from this one, from this tree on the left, and you get the deviants or the demons fragments from the tree on the right. You get the empire ones from the two on the top, the woodland ones from the two in the middle, and for the eclipse one from the two in the bottom. That's it. Now, before we go into the actual lineup, I would say that you can prioritize two things in this. You can prioritize damage, or you can prioritize survival. And I do not recommend survival. The only thing about survival we need is Holy Shields. Holy Shields is going to prevent your heroes from getting any damage. So instead of going for any defense on your heroes or any HP boost, I suggest you just go for all damage, because you need to kill the boss. As you will see in a while, that we have a big power difference between our team and the enemy team or the boss team, that there is no chance, even if we have 1000% boost in our defense, we are not going to survive a hit from the boss. So that's why I suggest just going for Holy Shields for survival and going all in on damage. So yep, let's just start with the Percival, which is the first one. And also, yeah, you get those stones starting from floor 31. Before floor 31, things are different. So majority of these lineups that I will share is going to work out from floor 31 and above. So if it is going to work on higher floors, I expect it is going to work on the lower floors as well. So yeah, let's just get started. Now, the first thing for Percival, you just need to select a bonus. I suggest going for damage immunity, because this is the best one right here. Defense and attack, they're good, but damage immunity is the best, because it reduces damage immunity of the main boss by 30%. So without this, if you do 100% damage, with this you will do 130% damage, if that makes sense. That was just an example. I don't know if that was any correct. But here we have, so this one is honestly the easiest one to make lineups. You can make different types of lineups with this. This is probably the best one that I made. So in every of this lineup there will be some core heroes. In this one, the core heroes are Atropos. Obviously we need her for more damage, Solomon to counter Minotaur, and we need Mavis, even though it doesn't show that Mavis is going to countering Talos, but it is countering Talos. It is just a bug or something which is not showing over here. So Mavis, Solomon, Atropos, the core heroes. The other ones you can change. You can go for you can go for something like this. You can go for Janna. Janna will be mainly for survival. If one of these heroes dies, Janna is going to summon the dummy, which can get hit and avoid other heroes from getting hit. But honestly, she doesn't do a lot of damage, so I don't like her in here. If I want more survival, obviously I will use her, and I will go even one step further, and I will remove Selene and use something like Nyx, like this, because we are going to get 2 deviants as well, 2 demons, which will give us 2 stacks of Holy Shield as well. But yeah, I haven't had any issues with survival, so I'm not using this lineup. This lineup is mainly for survival. Another one you can use is with Selene and Atropos. Selene and Nyx, sorry. Selene and Nyx. This will give you 4 strikers, a very high damage team, very nice, but very low survival. So you only get Holy Shields from the relics and also from these boosts. Yeah, so I forgot to mention one thing. Always have the first buff, which is this one that I am pointing it with my cursor. The first one, you must have this one because this will give attack boost, and you must have the last one because this will give you holy shields on for every star of red relics you have. So for example, I have 1 star on my spear and 3 stars on the hand of Tyr, so it's overall 4 stars. So I will get four holy shields, which is pretty good. So yeah, this one is has a very high DPS but low survival because you don't have a lot of holy shields. What you can also do is, my personal favorite is going with this, something like this, and then using Karnak. Why Karnak? Now, if you are going to use Karnak, you must have the orange, his orange exclusive runes, because his orange exclusive runes will give him the ability to execute any enemy that is 30% HP or below. So if Karnak hits the boss when the boss's HP is 30% or below the 30%, then the boss is just going to die. You don't need to lower his HP anymore. The boss just will get executed. He will just die. So this is my personal favorite. If you don't have Karnak or his exclusive runes, then there's no point using Karnak because he won't do any damage. The best would be going for Nyx. Now Nyx is a little bit easier than it was before because now you can get her from Oracle. So if you have Nyx, if you do use Nyx, you should use her in the front, like over here or over here, because if you place her in the back, she is going to hit the mercenaries, not the boss. So you must place her in the front to hit the boss, and Marvis should always be in the back, in the middle here, because that is where she is going to hit the boss. Otherwise, she's going to hit the mercenaries. So this is a very nice lineup. So hopefully this is going to work for you. If you have any more ideas, make sure to pop them in the comments. Let's move to the next one. The next one is Graveyard Witch. This one again, you're going to use the damage immunity for her. Here, the boss mercenary, we don't need to counter any of this. This Persephone will apply fortitude on the enemy with the lowest HP. So the lowest HP out of all of them will be Emily. So she's going to apply fortitude on Emily, not on the boss actually. So yeah, you don't need to counter Persephone, and also you don't need to counter this because this will only decrease your HP by 50% every round, and we don't worry about that. We are just focusing on the damage. We want to kill the boss as soon as possible before our holy shields run out of holy shields. So here again we have some core heroes. Atropos, very important. You must have Lamia. Without Lamia, it's very hard to kill the boss. So you must have Lamia, and in the same position. You must have her in the back, in the middle, because that's when she does direct damage to the boss. Helios, you must use him in the front spots, because that's when he's going to hit the boss as well. Karnak again, for the same reason, for the same execute reason. I don't see any other or better substitute for Karnak. You can go use Nyx. What Nyx will do is going to give you 2 deviants with Lamia, and you also get 3 strikers. So not bad, but I personally like Karnak because I have his runes, and it's going to kill the boss when it gets 30% or below HP. The last one is Doris. There is no reason why I'm using Doris. The only reason, well, because she's dooms, and also she gives the strikers. You can go use any of the other dooms if you don't have her, or you don't want to use her. Any of the other ones should also be fine. You can go and use Ayushta for 2 deviants if you want, and also use Karnak together. But in my opinion, Doris is the best, and this is the best lineup you can go for. So yeah, you don't need to counter the boss's mercenary, so it is pretty good. The next one is going to be Bloodhell Queen, and this is the easiest one. Here you need to go for the defense reduction on the main boss. These bosses, this one and the other one that we will talk about, they have minions, and there's a big difference between them, and I will talk about it. So, but now this one is the easiest. This boss is the easiest one to kill, and we have the highest floor on this one. The reason is because Valianters is filled with heroes that can kill the bosses very easily. So this is hands down the best lineup for this. You can use Victoria. Victoria is very important here because we want to Victoria is going to kill these minions in the front, like in one shot in second round, and then other heroes can go and hit the boss. If the minions survive, then these heroes, except Nyx, of course, then these heroes might hit the minions instead of the boss. So you need to target the boss as soon as possible. So Victoria is very important. She needs to get rid of these minions. So Makaria is going on the boss. Maybe Ilion will have a good chance to go attack Arkdina. And Nyx, obviously, she has the direct target, so she's going to attack her. Now, it is also good because Nyx counters Revitalize from, what's her name? Lachesis, whatever it is. Revitalize is very, you must counter this one because every round the boss is going to recover 50% of her HP again. So you must counter this, and it is good that Nyx has that ability. The other one is only going to increase the attack of the boss, so you don't need to counter this one. As we will have Holy Shield, we don't get any damage. Here, the only ones I suggest, if you want to change anything, if you want some flexibility, you can change Ilion, or you can go for Themis if you want. Themis has the chain reaction if she kills a minion with the boss with her ultimate, but I don't think the minions will survive from Victoria, so I'm not using her. Merlina, you can go Merlina as well. Merlina is not a bad choice, but I'm just using Ilion because I have her the highest stars and the most attack on her. So this is the best lineup with her, and also the relics are very important on her on this stage because you want to use three Valianters relics to get that execute if the boss HP gets 20% or below, so it has a 100% chance to execute the target. So you only need to lower or deal 80% damage to the boss. Once the boss gets below 80%, she's just going to die by herself, gets executed. So yeah, this is what I had to say about this one. The next one is Bjorn Northern Duke, a Mystifier. You need to use Mystifiers in here. Here it is very interesting. This boss also has minions, but this boss shares his HP with the minions. So here you must use this one, reduce the dodge of boss's clones by 50%, because those minions have a lot of dodge. So most of the time when you are hitting it, it just goes miss. So you don't want that. You want the dodge to be decreased by 50% and do as much damage to these minions. It is very nice. So if you killed, for example, this minion, the boss is going to die itself because they all share the same HP, these three. Again, the nasty combo of Mercenaries is back. You need to counter both of these, otherwise it's very hard to kill the boss. You must counter Talos. Talos being countered by Makaria here. And then for countering Minotaur, we are using our own Minotaur. It's quite like, I don't know how it's going to work, but Minotaur countering another Minotaur is very... Anyways, we're using Ose here because Ose does a lot of single target damage, a lot of damage to a single target. So most of the time, he is going to target these front minions. So which is what we want. We want to kill any of these minions to kill the boss. Dullahan has no use here. I'm only using Dullahan because I don't have any better option. Atropos, very core hero, you must use her. I'm here using... I'm trying to survive as much as I can. So I'm using these two red relics that I have. And also I'm using... I don't know what the name of this is. Blade of Chaos, I think. You get 2 Holy Shields when it gets activated. And also I'm using 2 Deviants, which will give me 2 more holy shield. So a lot of holy shields to survive the attacks. But honestly, I don't have a lot of damage to kill this boss. And I can kill this boss. This is going to be, I think it's going to be really easy once I have Catherine. Once I have Catherine, I can change this to a much better lineup. I can remove Makaria because Catherine will be able to counter Talos, and I will pull Catherine over here in place of the Dullahan. So we can put Catherine over here, and in here we can put Karnak, because Karnak can hit any of these three heroes, and the boss's minions or this. If they are below 30% HP, they will just get executed and we're gonna win. But because I don't have Catherine, I'm using this lineup. If you have Catherine, just go for that one. You know, use Catherine over here and use Karnak with his exclusive runes over here, and you should be in a very good spot to kill this boss. In the next one, where we have Merlin. Now Merlin, these bosses have some control affairs, or they have some buffs. So Merlin has I think he applies entwine on the enemy. I don't know what it does, but you don't need to counter this one. You don't need to get this one, or you don't need to get attack as well. You just need to get the defense reduction on the main boss. The reason you don't need to counter his entwine is because if you have a certain, I think you need to have like 30-40 buffs on your heroes, on all your heroes, and your heroes won't get entwined anyway, so you don't need that one. And because this is a Glorian synergy, which will have a lot of buffs, so anyway you don't get the entwine effect. Here I'm using this lineup. It's not the best, but because I don't have a much better lineup, so I'm using this. Atropos, always you must use her. Lily has no use here. I'm only using her for Glorian synergy. Once I have another deviance from the Glorian, like Ariana, or if I had Gloria, I'm gonna use that. Naui, very very important. Gwyn, unfortunately, he doesn't do direct target, so he targets the enemy with the lowest HP, and he's going to pretty much always targets the mercenaries, which is not really great. But I'm using him just for the buff so that we don't get entwined. Here Karnak very important for the execute, but also here now he is countering the bind effect from Solomon. The bind effect, you need to counter this because it will prevent if it goes active, your heroes won't be able to apply their skills, use their ultimate skills on the hero. So you need to counter this one with Karnak. You can go Victoria as well if you want, or Ose is not really that great here. Victoria is also not bad. But yeah, Karnak, very good. You can go with the same relics as I am going over here. Yeah, if you have Ariana 7-star, you can replace her with Lily, or if you have Gloria on 7 stars, or even if 8 stars, is going to give you 3 strikers and 2 demons, which is going to be pretty good. Lily pretty much doing nothing over here, and having 2 supports in one team, you lose a lot of damage. So my main concern over here is that I do not have a lot of damage. My only damage dealer is Navi over here. Navi. Gwyn is pretty much always hitting the mercenaries, so we cannot kill the boss very easily. If we have Ariana or Gloria, we have another hero that can hit the boss pretty hard, and it should be very easy. The next one is going to be Talos. You need ethereal synergy on this. Again, you don't need to counter the consecration, because if you hit the boss with a critical hit, the consecration just disappears by itself. So you don't need to use this one. You don't need to use attack because we'll have a lot of attack already. Defense, this is the best one. Because we are using ethereal team, it will be very easy to remove the consecration from the boss. Consecration is just like, I think it is damage immunity, 50% damage immunity. I'm not too sure, I need to check, but yeah, it reduces damage immunity. It gives the boss damage immunity. Here you don't need to counter Gwyn, because Gwyn just reduce your, you can go and counter her, but there is no good option. So revitalize. Revitalize, you need to counter this one because again the boss will receive 50% of HP every round. This one will reduce attack by 100%. So we're getting like 200% attack or 600% attack from the ethereals. This one, I don't know how to counter this. These heroes are not really that great. Halios is not that great here. Illusion is not great here. Neither is Bested. So I just leave it like this. I mean, 100% attack is massive, but again, we don't have a very good hero to counter this one. Maybe there will be new heroes which will be better, but for now, I just prefer not to counter it. We're using Nyx to counter Revitalize. Nyx is, again, if you use Nyx, use her in the front spaces, or you can go use her here as well. You don't need to use her in the front. You can use her here. Atropos, very important. Dorabella is interesting because I think her runes got updated, so she now does HP based damage if you have her exclusive runes. So I have her exclusive runes on the orange one, so it does 1% HP with each hit. Damage equal to 1% HP of the boss with each hit. Which she does a lot of damage. I will show you in a bit. She does more damage than Eudora actually. And Katrina, I will use Karnak instead of Katrina if I could. I mean, I can, but I will lose a lot of damage, so the boss will never go to the threshold of 30% HP for Karnak to execute him. So instead I'm using Katrina because she does more damage than Karnak at the moment. And then Eudora, obviously. Eudora, if you're using her, it's always best to go for her runes first. If you have her runes, it will be great. Eudora, I only have her at 6 stars, so even though it's not great, I'm still using her. She is a very great option. And then you can go and have more, survival is not an issue for me over here, so I'm not using a lot of holy shields here. But let me show you the Dorabella damage. Dorabella does a lot of damage with her runes. So you will see here, she does more damage than any other character. If we do it again, I bet we can go, if we get a good RNG, we can go up to 2,000 million. Almost killed the boss, but yeah, you can see a lot of damage, almost twice as much damage as Eudora and Katrina. So a lot of damage. And that's it for this video. Let me know if you have any better lineup for any of these celestial tries. I would like to try them as well, because as you can see that I'm not as high as I want to be. I want each of these to be at least up to 56. So I'm on 56 here, but I cannot kill her. Oh, I did kill her, I think. No, this is floor 56, so yeah. I cleared up to floor 55. I want to be on 55 on each of this, so I can get the mythic runes. What do you call this? The red ones, the red fragments, so you can combine them and also change the red runes. But I'm slowly losing my voice, but hopefully you guys like this video. In the next video I will talk about Greshroom, some lineups for the Greshroom. So until then, goodbye.